Thank you for having me today. And I'm home. I am home. I grew up here in Baltimore. And one of my first jobs, I started with Lee Michaels, who was a graduate, who was an alumnus of BCCC. Again, you don't know what is in store for you after this momentous day. I think about being on that field 30 years ago at Morgan State University. We were so happy. I just found out this year who brought the bottle of champagne while we were sitting on the field. I didn't partake. And then there was someone else who was stung by a bee while we were out on that field. We were young, we were ambitious, we didn't know what the next chapter of our story was. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story, and particularly you, class of 2019. The reason why your story is so important to me because in a lot of ways it mirrors my story. Not my story, but my late mother's story, and that of my late father. This is a multi-generational crowd, meaning you have young people who left high school, who are now here getting their degrees. But you also have folks who are a little bit seasoned. You like that? Yes. Folks who had to go around about to get to this moment. Some of us had children, but had our eyes on the prize, because I need to reshift my life to make it better for my children and their children. So my story, my late mother, who died 12 years ago yesterday, gave me hope. When I was in high school, just up the road on Charles Street at Seton High School, not Seton Keo, Seton. When I was in high school, she dared to go and get her college degree. She was raising 2 children, married to my father, made his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I know, right? But she didn't miss a beat, and she also toiled at Morgan State University at a full-time job. Does that sound familiar? But she showed me that you can always go back and recraft your life. My daddy, who left me in August, he always wanted to obtain his degree. Never did. But I say to you today, class of 2019, no matter how you got here, you here. I think about Langston Hughes and that poem. I'm only going to read a piece of it, Mother to Son. You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It had tacks in it, and splinters and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Beta. We've been there. But I think about someone who reflects today, the late Maya Angelou, and what she said, and still I rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod the very dirt, but still like dust, class of 2019, I'll rise. See, people don't know that's who we are here in Baltimore. I can tell you that from being at the White House, because you know, Omarosa, Donald Trump, Sarah Huckabee, Sean Spicer, they didn't know us from Baltimore. There's a special kind of juice of survival. There's a special kind of juice we might drink. They ain't know. They go ask somebody, right? Yeah. They didn't know that they could put a spotlight on us in the midst of hurt, in the midst of despair, but still, we learned how to make do and rise. We walked on those floors with tax in it. But you made it here to sit in this space, in this place. Because you said, my dis-ease is greater than my condition. My dis-ease to rise to greater heights. And with that desire and that dis-ease to rise, I challenge you today. You know, I know it wasn't easy taking care of the kids and then rushing to class to go get that dental degree, or that physical therapy degree, or that engineering or mathematics degree. It wasn't easy, but you're here. But in the midst of that, what's the next step? What's the next page of your story? It's unwritten. It's clean. It's a clean page. I'm going to tell you what the great philosophers, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, said.
Yeah.
What's the next episode? I'm going on
Yeah.
But as you wonder, y'all, I'm from Baltimore, I'm real. Don't let CNN fool you. But as you ponder the next episode, or the next chapter, in the midst of a world that sometimes don't want us, people look like you and me, in a world that's upside down, from the White House to our City Hall, you are the future. You are the change that we seek. Your next episode is not just about, like Cardi B says, wearing those blood shoes. Or getting that Bentley, because y'all gone beyond the Tesla. It's not about that. It's about that old gospel song. If I can help somebody as I travel on, my living shall not be in vain. It's about, yes, you can clap. You need to clap. It's not about you. It's not about you. As we talk about I am my sister's keeper, I am my brother's keeper. No, you are your sister. No, you are your brother. Because many of us in this room, just like my family, have not received any degrees. And they look to you, like Harriet Tubman did, like Dr. King did, to bring us out. In this room, we have the next Oprah Winfrey. In this room, we have the next Barack Hussein Obama, or Michelle Obama. In this room, we have the next great mayor of Baltimore City, who will love this city back from the ashes. We have to remember, and I'm bringing this from Washington now, they want us to forget. But we are part of that thing that our founding fathers, who never imagined April Ryan at the White House, or even a Donald Trump or Barack Hussein Obama. We have to remember that we are part of the equation, because we too are we the people who are still forming a more perfect union. Yeah, they say it's great, but we are still forming a more perfect union. Anytime we're just 50 miles down the road from Baltimore, and we have houses falling down, Freddie Gray dying, we the people are still forming a more perfect union. And when I talk about we the people, I don't want to hear my vote is my protest. 2020 is coming. I don't care who you vote for. Take your mama, your sister and cousin, and Bebe and Shay to the polls. Because if you don't, they won't. And you don't tell me, oh, Donald Trump, and you in the fetal position, do something about it. The late great Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman to run for president in 1972, encouraged all of us. This is not just about your degree, this is about getting involved in the system. They're making you challenge the system by obtaining this and learning what you've learned here over these last couple of years. Shirley Chisholm wanted us at the table. You know, there are many of us who are still not at the table. I fight every day to be at the table when they lie on me. But Shirley Chisholm said, class of 2019, if you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Where is your folding chair? Is it under that cap? You're hiding it in the gown? I look back over my life, being from Baltimore, trying not to get emotional. But you could have never told me, after I got my degree from Morgan State University, that I'd be calling on 4 United States presidents and they would be calling me by name. This one I don't know why I do know the name he calls me, but that's okay. But if he can do it for me,
that's right.
A kid from Baltimore who grew up, who started her life on Dolefield, right around the corner. Dolefield. Right around the corner, in an apartment. Then we moved over to Northeast Baltimore, over in Goldens. Then we moved out to the county. But if I can do it, I don't have a Princeton degree or a Harvard degree. I'm sorry, mentional, but you know. I'm a Rhodes Scholar, but doggone it, I'm there. One of your graduates, Kwaisi Mfume, said something so wonderful. And I'm as real as they come. And that's some of the reason why I get in trouble, but I'm there. I encourage you as you go to the next episode or create the next chapter in your life. I'm going to give you something that Kwaisi Mfume told me. I told a bunch of us a couple of weeks ago. He's one of your graduates. He said, from the great philosopher Sly Stone, and I want you to remember this, as you walk along your journey, be you. He said, thank you for letting me be myself again. I'm dating myself. Hey, I'm 51, going to be 52 this year. I'm good with it. But I want you to remember, to thine own self be true, but I am my brother's keeper. I am my brother. I am my sister's keeper. I am my sister. When you go out here and walk out of these doors and you see somebody down, don't walk over them, don't look down. If you look down or walk over them, try to pick them up. We need more of that in Baltimore City. And I also want you to know, no matter what they say out of the White House, I see the flags. We are patriotic people. We may not like what's happening, and some of us may come from different places, asshole nations that they want to call it, but we are we the people who are still forming a more perfect union. Class of 2019, Baltimore City Community College, I want you to remember, life ain't been no crystal stair, but still I rise. And I'm going to give you something from a movie that we all still love. T'Challa's mother said it. Class of 2019, when you walk out these doors, I want you to show them who you are. Aspire to inspire. Thank you.